This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. In our previous session, we actually learned about interactive planning. We in interactive planning and planning, that is in production planning, we have seen few heuristics, like we saw standard lot heuristics. Within the standard lot heuristics, what are the different options we have? You know that avoid surplus and three different options you have. And we saw MRP1, MRP2, stage algorithm heuristic. And still, there are another two planning related heuristics. We also saw uh, fixed pegging heuristics, delete fixed pegging heuristics. Pretty much, most of the heuristics that we have seen. But still, there are two more. Uh, that is reorder point planning, and the other one is different horizons. Say, for example, you have three different horizons. Uh, when you have PPDS and SNP together, you may not need this horizon. Or if SNP is not implemented at all, you may need. If SNP is implemented, you may not need. A classic example for us now is S4 HANA in advanced planning, where we don't have option for SNP at all, right? So what happens? Why do I need to run short-term planning when I have a demand of say next 6 months? I want to know because SNP is not there. Planners want to know the situation, what are the planned order quantities, so that they know what kind of capacity requirements are needed. But doing that, you cannot go with say, for example, daily lot sizes. A short term horizon for this week and next week, I normally go with daily lot sizes or maximum weekly lot size. But think about demands that I have, say, five demands in a week, say 6 7 different days have demand. So if I give daily lot sizes, I get daily planned orders. So those things we'll see today. That is another part of examples that we'll be executing. Uh, so daily lot sizes will plan daily. Weekly, it will accumulate all the requirements of the week and it will plan. But 6 months down the line, if you have daily lot sizes, you cannot have multiple lots. Either you have daily or weekly or monthly. But when you have a requirement where first 2 weeks I want to see you daily, and after that not so critical, but I want to know what sort of orders I have, weekly is enough. And maybe after 2 months, which is actually not important at all, it can be at a month level. So three different lot sizes if you want to give in three different horizons. Yeah. So advanced planning and PPDS can achieve the output based on these three horizons and three different lot sizes. So I will see that also today. If those who are actually from APO, you all know that in um, if you go to product master, you get a lot of flexibility to uh, you know for a reason I'm taking semi-finished goods. I'm not taking finished goods because finished goods, there are some planned orders which I want to use in our DS board session today. Yeah, first maybe 30 minutes or 45 minutes we will still be in interactive planning, and then we move to DS board where I need finished goods. uh, can everyone mute, please? See, in a normal APO system, you have in the lot sizes, we have lot for lot, fixed lot, periodic. Okay, and then we also have a reorder point planning. Now, for to run reorder point planning, we don't uh, have an option to change here. It has to be changed in ECC, right? So the problem is, even in APO and DCC also, where you need to define an MRP type, you need to define a lot size procedure, and then there are some settings that you have to do so that a reorder point planning works. Okay, so two things here. One is, um, in an external system you can plan, that is APO, or in advanced plan. So that is a new addition to this one to S4. So for that, we'll have to go to MM02. All I'm trying to show you is how reorder point planning can be executed by having reorder point planning MRP type and by having reorder point planning lot size procedure and planning in APO. Okay, so very important. A lot of people don't know because APO used to give flexibility to change things directly in APO. So now everything is dependent on ECC. It's ECC driven because product master cannot be changed. So let's see uh, SFG1 material. It should be in MRP1. See here you have what is that VB, right? VB is the VB manual reorder point plan. Okay, so automatic we don't give because when you give automatic, it works differently. It expects you to have forecast. So reorder point planning will be calculated based on your forecast, not based on what the number that you give. Here we can directly define a number. So the problem here is this is standard, right? So you should not use VB because there are some changes that you have to do in this MRP type. So that is what I want to show here. From here we can navigate. So go here, and this is something you all know. And I'm just trying to go to the navigate to the configuration directly from here. So you can select any of this, takes you to the same place. Here, check MRP type. So VB, right? So if you go to VB and copy this, if you scroll and name it, say for example FB, and if you scroll down, yeah, there is something called planning methods. So here in originally in APO system, yeah, in APO system you used to say that plan by external system. Here plan by advanced planning. Okay, it says like this, and see import dependent requirements from advanced planning. There are a lot of options. So let's give this one and see what happens. Okay, hit enter and save it. And we have to actually go to normally see reorder point planning. We don't actually do it for finished goods and semi-finished goods. You all know it's only there's something called consumption based planning. Normally for a raw material we do consumption based planning. I was telling you that some of the raw materials needs to be there at all times, and that is normally raw material. You don't have a forecast for that. You just want it to be there. Okay, so for that, if at all you plan those for some reason in APO or advanced planning, you must have to, in APO absolutely no problem. It is just a radio button. You have to check and save it. But in now this is a challenge, so you'll have to do all this. Okay, and here you have to change it to F. What is that? FB. And the moment you give FB, it may ask you for what is your reorder point. Say we'll give, say for example, 500 is my reorder. So if the stock comes below the reorder point planning, it has to replenish. If it is a in-house production, it will create a planned order. If it is raw material, it will create a purchase requisition. But the moment you give reorder point, it also needs to know what is the maximum stock level. Maximum say we'll say 800 or 900, whatever. Okay. And then this one needs to be changed. Lot sizing procedure because it's not lot for lot, right? We take this one replenishment maximum stock before covering requirement HB. Okay, hit enter. If there is any problem with all this, it will throw a warning message. If there is no warning message, if it goes to MRP4 or next tab, means it's all okay. We have to validate this in um, product master. You won't see reorder point planning here. you will not see. If you go to lot sizes, you will see the one I just gave. It will still show you as lot for lot, and then it will show what we just created: maximum stock level, reorder point. Okay, so we have to see what is the situation now. Situation. When I say situation, so there is a dependent demand which is coming from finished goods. Here there is a planned order for ninth, which is 400. So which is um, actually, you see, the total demand that we have is 800. There is a reason why I gave 500 there. If I run PPDS planning now, in any planning, say standard lots or whatever I run, there is a shortage of 400. Okay, which is this here. 400 minus means there's a shortage of 400. So it will give a planned order of 400. 400 just to make sure that all the requirements are covered. But I'm telling that it needs to uh, fill the maximum stock level. So what is that maximum? I have a planned order of 400. So when I run reorder point heuristic, I expect a planned order for 500, which means that it's more than the dependent demand that I have. Why 500 is because my maximum stock level is 900. Every time it comes below 500, it has to create a planned order for, which is equals 900. Okay. So for that, you go variable heuristic. Here you can select reorder point plan. In reorder point planning, make sure always this fill to maximum stock level is checked. Okay, very important. And why you're seeing here is because that we created this heuristic, we copied a standard heuristic, and I checked this. Okay, and if you want to have your, like I said, your own lot sizing procedure, you can always do it, but that becomes configuration. Even here, you don't have the option of reorder point check, the radio button. It's just values that you can give. That's it. Okay, right. So I was telling you that you can still do it. For that, you need to check this. Then everything gets opened up. So you don't have to, because in the product master we have already given. So if I execute this heuristic, it has done. You see, green means it has executed the uh, heuristic. What it has done, we have to see. Let's see, 500 for today's date. Okay, and there is a alert also. Why there is alert is because it's saying, check this, requirement over coverage excess stock, which is correct. Why? Because it's just a warning message. It is saying that my demand is only 800, but the receipt is 900. So over coverage. Okay, which is fine. It's something that we have done. Okay, so reorder point planning can be used like this. Like I've always said, it, if you have a requirement to do, use in SNP we use a lot. CTM, it's the interview question. If you guys are in SNP, you all know SNP supports reorder point planning, but CTM engine will not consider reorder point planning. Okay, so keep that in mind. It will never do it. So if not, I would recommend keep all this consumption based planning as a best practice in ECC. Yeah, unless it's not a finished goods or semi-finished goods. Okay, I'll not save this. There are a lot of things that we'll be doing today. Focus. Um, MM02, I'll just put it back to whatever it was before. And this was lot for lot. Today we'll see all the lot sizing procedures. Okay, we'll see weekly, daily, monthly, planning calendar. We'll see period factor, everything today. Very important these are, because planners always dependent, always depend on um, this one, the lot sizes. And I've also seen planners getting into hourly. Okay, so they go even to hourly lot sizes, and they don't want something to be considered today evening. There is a demand, where it's required today evening, but they don't want to create a planned order as a daily bucket because it will create a planned order for that requirement. So what they do is they create hourly, which creates hourly because the requirement is so high. There are too many demands, and the lead time is short. Okay, so whenever you have such requirements, planners actually get into hourly lots is also. So to see that, so what I mean, before going to three horizon heuristic, let's see how we can achieve different lot sizes. I think for we have to create a planning calendar also. That is another thing that we have to, maybe Wednesday calendar or Thursday, whatever you guys want calendar. It can be I'll show you how to. I think I have shown, but still we'll create one more. um, how this works is, it can be any day of the week where you want the planned order to be. When you have demands for the whole week, it creates a planned order only on that day. Okay, that is one thing. And also you can define a time on a Wednesday 12 to 4, and on Friday morning 10 to, so you can go to that extent also. Okay, and it will club all the demands, and the planned order quantity will be scheduled, or planned order will be scheduled on that particular day. So if we create a Wednesday calendar, for example, Wednesday is a good period to, or even Thursday we can. Thursday calendar, one time zone CET, years in the future say 2, and calendar 01. Okay, generate periods. We are looking at week level, and then I was saying that Thursday, which is 4. Okay, so 4 is Thursday. So that's all I have. The other calendar that I had shown you is Monday to Sunday. Here it's only Thursday. This is a Thursday calendar. Like I said, you can still go to this level also. You can define that time. Calculate period. So you'll see all the Thursdays here: 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th, 31st. So it's all Thursday. Okay, and then you can save it. I'm just creating only. First, before we actually simulate, we have to learn other things. So to have all those, this is the best place. Thought we created a variant F interactive, so which shows me our product location till 30th April. Because that we need for three horizons. We got at least 3 to 4 months. Let's say April, May, June, July, 7 or something. Execute, save it. See, we had created a selection also the other day. I had told put the resource first, and then call the products. Right? See, it is showing all the products F-FG1. Yeah. What we can do is, instead of not getting confused, let's take only F-SFG1, so that we don't need to. Okay, so the total requirements 800 is there, correct? Because what it tells is, what we need is 800 cases. That's the shortage. That's why you see in red color, right? The dependent demand you saw, one was for 500, one was for 300. So 800 is what we require, but we have only 400 is what this system is telling you. Okay, and this is in weekly bucket. So let me, it's easy to delete, easy to create here. Okay, see, it's gone. So planned order is gone. Okay. Um, Now, to start with, um, let's see daily lot sizes. Okay. For that, I told you that user profile you can change, or directly here you can change to day. Okay. Here I will give the period. This is in the past because I've taken my selection as 1 week minus. So today's 8th, right? Um, so I'll give some demands here, say 100. It's that easy, there you have to go. This is actually a released forecast. 150, 200, 250, again 100. See, this is following a calendar, which is only 4 days a week. What about changing the calendar? So this is Sunday to 1, 2, 3, 4. This Sunday to Thursday calendar, this one, the one that we have selected. It's actually coming from resource masters here. It's actually coming from the resource master. So let's check that. And also, if you don't want to again change, you can go here and resources. There is another thing called periods, actually. Yeah, periods. Periods. You just select directly here instead of, yeah. So save it. So it anyway becomes days. So you don't have to again come back and change this. All right, so this also will change to 8th so that we don't have to actually scroll forward. Just a minute, guys. So we will, what happened here? Where is our variant? F, yeah, it's saved. So what I'm trying to do is we go to CR02, FWC2, right? Seven days, huh? Okay. So now let's go back to PPT. 8 SFG, all good. So I expect to see 7 days. Here is still mm, why I cannot give demand on Friday, Saturday.
Is it taken from
Anybody?
timestamp calendar, Sanjeev?
No, time stream we have not linked as of now. Why it's not allowing me to create demands on Saturday, Sunday? Anybody?
Any shift defined at the resource? Just hint.
No, that is why I used. I wanted to start with the finished goods. Yes, we have assigned. I didn't. That's why I didn't want to take.
Okay.
Okay, there is another thing.
Is it related to the factory calendar or what?
Yeah, I changed that. That's why I went to factory calendar and I changed. Hence, you see the resource. It's open all the days. It's only here at the product level it's not allowing me. So I'm thinking at product level, what is blocking? It shouldn't, in fact. Um, at product level, I mean, you see, we are still okay because we are actually doing planning, right? Say Thursday's demand. I want to plan end of the week. End of the week is Sunday, right? You should still plan here. But very strange. I've not seen this. You never have a calendar at a product level. Um, very strange. If no problem, let's start by giving some. So 150. See, the moment you hit enter save, it becomes minus because it's a requirement. Okay, and then 400, and we'll again have one more week in this, and then we'll switch to 200. I'm giving smaller ones, not a high quantity, so that we get confused. I want the planner to be of less than a day's, you know, quantity. I'm creating more demand. So 3 weeks in days we already have. Okay, and if I created successfully, good. And if we go to weekly now, so you see at a weekly level everything gets clubbed. Yeah, see, it got summed up at a weekly level, the demands. So in this period, okay, in this period we for at least for 4 weeks we'll give some demand. Okay, what if I give 250 at a weekly level? Say I'll give more, say 500, 600, 650, 700. This is at a weekly level. So if I go back and again see and which day of the week it has fallen, you have to check, right? See, it has fallen on a Sunday and on a Wednesday. Yeah, it's because first week. So everything is fallen on a Monday. Okay, so it depends where you want. Normally, personal experience is that forecast will be always, we do daily split and all when we release the forecast. We do it on a Friday so that we start producing on Monday onwards and we meet Friday's demand. So practically, the weekly demand when we release should always fall on a Friday. So let's align with that only, Friday or end of the week. Yeah, here it is Thursday, Saturday. Very strange days I'm seeing here. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday is not there at all. It's definitely calendar. Yeah, because I know the Friday is a Good Friday. It's a holiday. Thursday in April. It's definitely coming from some calendar. Okay, here it's daily bucket, and here I'll say 600, and I'll delete this because I want to put it at the end of the week. This is okay. So here I'll put another 700. I'll delete this. So we have 4 weeks demands. Okay. See, you see this calendar. So ours, the production is open. Absolutely not a problem. It's only it's not accepting the demand. So the next thing should be monthly. If we go to monthly level, say another 1200. See, other thing we can do is, let's not give demand in months. Let's give demands in weeks only, but let's do monthly planning. So what I expect is, I expect the system to club all the weeks demand in a month and give me one plan. Okay, so that is what let's do that. Makes a lot of sense. We can do like this also. So we have a lot of demands now. Yeah, and then we can give some demand here also, 500. So we have till week 31. Yeah, 27th of, what is that? Of 7 July. Yeah. So let's save. And it's we can have one more screen open so that we can have a product view also. So we can see in both the places. See here, you'll see all the demands like this. So this is actually the release forecast. See all the dates, you'll see 11, 12, 15, 16, 17. Here, if we go and do lot size based planning, variable heuristic, standard lots only. And when you click this, here you'll say lot for lot by period. Lot for lot, we don't have to do anything. You know how it works. It's straightforward. We have seen all these days. When you give by period, here it'll say daily. Okay. Now, what is number of periods? Number of periods is whether you want an planned order for 1 day's requirement or 2 days requirement. If it is hourly lot size, the number of a period becomes that. The period type becomes a period. In the sense, number of periods would be what you have defined as a period type. If you have 3 and period type is hourly, then it will accumulate all the requirements that are falling in hourly for 3 hours, and that becomes your one planned order. Okay, so let's start with 1, and then we'll see if I give 2 what happens. Okay, normally when you do what is that when you do uh, changes to the period types, the first period don't go by that. First period doesn't calculate properly. As second period onwards, it's always accurate. Okay, so let's not see. We'll come to all this. But for now, I think you all are in a level where you understand what is minimum losses. So I don't want to actually give any values here. Minimum losses is what is the minimum that you have to produce. Maximum is what is the maximum that you have to produce. If your quantity is 1,000 cases, and then if your maximum losses is 800, so it will create one planned order for 800, and then there is balance of 200. Then it will go and see what is the minimum lot size. If it is 500, it will create one more planned order. So these things you guys know already. Okay. If you don't, let me know. So here to start daily, one period. So I expect a planned order for every requirement. I told you the first period, forget it. Okay, it is gone and it is done for whatever the shortage was, that is 800. And then from there, it has created one planned order for every forecast requirement because daily. Here, 12th is the demand, 12th is the order, 15th is the demand. So like that. In the same situation, if I go and say daily lot size, see this is a challenge, yeah? Because in the product master, we don't have the luxury to change. We have to do it here only. Daily lot size and number of period is 2. So you'll see 2 forecast equals 1 planned order. See, yeah? 2 forecast, 1 planned order. 2 forecast, 1 planned order. So 250 and 150, there's 1 planned order. Okay. And this forecast, 2 forecast 350, and there is 1 planned order. That is number of periods. If you do it as a weekly, monthly we'll see in the a heuristic, another heuristic. Okay. In standard lots, we'll go up to week only. So if your period type is weekly, okay, and number of periods is 1. So you will see the total weeks demand equals 1 planned order. Okay. So yeah, all this put together is 700 is the planned order. And how much is this? 250 plus 450 and this 600 and 700. So entire week. So where the planned order is, see the planned order, say for example, I want it in the middle of the bucket. Okay. Where it has fallen, you can see in the PPT. Save this. Okay. So this is unfirmed planned order. That's why you don't have F and all these things. The moment you save and go to PPT, you refresh it. The moment you refresh, you'll see all the planned orders. Let's see. To see that, you have to go to view daily and see. You know exactly when it has fallen. Okay. It has fallen on a Tuesday, Monday. Um, see, there is a reason why if you double click this, it'll show you start date and end date. I think this will further confuse you. So I'll show you another place. You should also think about when it schedules, you should also see when it is uh, on the same day. So it's also you have to see. Sometimes what happens, it starts on 9th and ends on 10th. So then the planned order will be showing as it's available on 10th. Okay. So that is one thing you have to see. Okay. Now the requirement is, I want this at the end of the period. End of the period I want, not beginning of the period, not wherever it thinks it has to produce. Now what it has done, it has calculated. Okay. So 16th is the period. We see here, it has clubbed all the requirements 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th, 22nd. It has taken all the demands and beginning of the week it has produced. And that is how it is. That's why we always give the demand on Friday, planned order on Monday, so that you get 5 days to produce, if depending upon the quantity. Okay, so what it has done is correct. But the problem is I don't want to plan beginning of the period. I want to plan middle of the period, end of the period. What do we do? Okay, so in that case, what we do is go to variable heuristic, same standard lots heuristic. Here you give by period, period type, weekly. See, I didn't give you number, show you number of periods as 2, which you already saw. Daily, 2 days of demand it clubs. If it is weekly and if you put 2 weeks of demand, they'll be clubbed and you will create one planned order. Okay, that's all. That's why I didn't show. Here what I've done is weekly. I've given number of periods, but now I'll add this. Okay, use period factor. If I give 1, yeah, one. Okay, if you see this, before you saw it had planned on 10th, right? So period factor is a factor you define within a period where 0 is the lowest, 1 is the highest. Lowest is beginning of the period, highest is end of the period. Save it and see in PPT. Go here. You are seeing on Monday, so it should change. Okay, you have 2 planned orders to see now. If I refresh, see, it was on 10th, right? Now it has gone to Sunday. Sunday, end of the period. Sunday. Yeah. So even though the calendar for some reason at the demand level it's blocked, I opened the period for resources, right? Where I'm saying that planet take all the demands of the week, that is 600 is the week's demand, plan it on the end of the period. Okay. We will see what will happen if I give middle of the bucket. Go to variable heuristic and click on heuristics by period. See, this period factor is not only for weekly. If you have monthly lot sizes and if you use period factor, it will plan end of the month, beginning of the month, or middle of the month. That also is possible. Okay, so here again, I'll say period factor. You can say, oh, instead of giving 0, which you all know, let's see what about 0.5. Okay, here I cannot actually see where it has done. I believe it has done something before. It was somewhere in 20s. So what is 19th? 19th of March is say Thursday. Okay, so see, Wednesday, it cannot be Wednesday. You all think, huh? Wednesday, middle of the period is not Wednesday because it's a bit more than Wednesday, right? It's exactly 3.5 days. What happens is if you want to finish like 3.5 days and backward, the it could start on Wednesday. So hence it is showing on Thursday, but anyway, in the planning board, we'll see in the PPT. See, it is showing you, before it was showing you Sunday, right? Now it is going exactly. If you give 0.3, it will come here. 0.2, it will come. I've seen planners giving, whenever I tell them use planning calendar and all, they don't want to use. Okay. They always go with this. And I've seen planners giving 0.852. Whenever they want, they calculate at a product level. They define that number, like I said, if you give 0.1, it moves forward. Okay, and backward. So that is how period factors work. Okay, now it is showing me on Thursday. What if one last trial, I'll say 0, straightforward. It has to be Monday. Okay, so by period, by week, you may be thinking that why reorder point planning is already here. Why did I do all those things? See, here also I have minimum lot size and everything. I have to do that because I'm not running standard lot heuristic here. I'm running reorder point planning heuristics for reorder. So this is showing up here. Don't get confused. Okay. Because it's showing because it's there in the screen. It doesn't work here. It works only if you run reorder point planning. By period week, number of periods is 1. Here, let me give 0.1. This is 0.2. So it was Thursday. It has to be Tuesday or something. Okay. Let me save it. Refresh it. So it should move to, see, it has moved to Sunday. 0.2 and all, it has moved to Sunday. Let's not see the first. Here, let's come this. Yeah, Monday. Yeah, which makes a lot of sense. See, every Monday it has planned. Okay. The thing is, when you have Monday, which is 0.2, end of Monday, if your quantity is high, it will show Tuesday also. Okay, now it is finishing on Monday itself. What if I want it on, say, Thursday? Now, Thursday it came here because I gave 0.5, which is Thursday. Now I'm not using period factor, but I want it on Thursday. In that case, what you should do is period factor sometimes, uh, depending upon the quantity, it can be here and there. Sometimes it ends on Thursday. Sometimes if the quantity is too high, it could move to Wednesday. Here and there it actually moves. But planning, we'll see. If see, now I'll not use period factor. I'll not touch, but I'll use by period. Here I'll use the not daily, not hourly, not monthly. I'll use K, which is planning calendar. If you use planning calendar, you have to specify the planning calendar name. That is the one that we created, F Thursday, which we just created now. Okay. So I have to go and see whether it has respected the calendar. 19th. I think so. 19th was Thursday. See, this is without see, this is without using the period factor. I did not give period factor. So it accumulates all the requirements of the week and plans on Thursday. If you want it on Saturday, you can do. If you want it on Sunday, you can do. Period factor, you'll have to work it out. See, I gave 0.2. I was expecting Monday, but it planned on Sunday. Okay, not very accurate. What is accurate is end of the bucket, beginning of the bucket, middle of the bucket is always accurate in period factor. If you want anything other than those periods, exactly every Thursday I wanted between time also I can give. I showed you. In period factor, you cannot control the time. Okay, so say there is a requirement where you say Tuesday, Thursday. Tuesday morning 10 to 2, Thursday evening 5 to 9. I allocate planning on this machine for this particular product. The resource is open 24 hours, okay, 365 days. But I'll say that this particular product you can produce on this machine only on Tuesday and Thursday and given at some time. Okay. In such situations, period factor will not work. You will have to go with planning calendar. Okay. Now I'll say variable heuristic. I'll use a different heuristic altogether. Planning of standard lots in 3 horizons. Okay, so you go to lot sizes. Don't go to lot sizes. Here itself you'll get okay. You're right. So here you have short. You see here short term, medium term, and long term. So in the long term, you say that I want monthly lot sizes, number of periods is 1. Okay, within this, you can actually define period factor within every lot size. Okay, this is in the long term horizon. Every month it'll calculate. Then I'll say that period type weekly number of periods. I'll say maybe 4 periods. Okay. See, this is duration. This is number of periods. Here I'm saying in weekly again, number of periods is 1. Means what? For 4 periods, I want in weekly lot sizes. But number of plant orders is every week I want 1 plant order. If you put 4, it will be 1 plant order for all this 4 weeks demand. Okay. Here you can give it as daily lot size, or you can still give week 4 weeks in days. This also you can give. Okay, number. So for 4 weeks, see, this is it's too much. I mean, in the sense, 4 weeks you don't need daily lot size. I always worry about production current week and next week. You can say 2 weeks. Okay, 2 weeks daily lot size. Okay, and then from there, medium horizon 4 weeks, or we can give 6 weeks in weekly lot size number of, yeah, and then and the rest is monthly lot size, number of periods is. See, here also you can call calendar. In see, all these things are available. Okay, whatever we saw planning calendar, you can always define a monthly planning calendar where you can say a monthly lot size, which is starting from beginning of the month to end of the month, but you can create a monthly calendar and say when exactly you want the order to fall. Or you can say middle of the month, you can use period factor. Here, middle of the week, you can use period factor. Okay, so everything is given here. So let's run. Okay, what it has done, we have to see. See, for few periods, it has given daily planned orders, and see, daily planned orders, and then, and that is the best place to see product planning table. Fresh. Okay, so daily lot size, and yeah, so it's all daily lot size for 2 weeks, and then it has become weekly lot size. For the entire week, it has created 1 planned order. Yeah, so it has created here, it has created here. See, monthly. So it has seen the entire month's demand and it has created monthly demand. Yeah. See, for the whole month, there is only 700. For the next month, there is 400. So you should see 400 and 8. Where is the planned order? Have we given planning horizon something? It has not planned anything, that's why. See, it is not planned. That's why. So the horizon I've given is only 60. Okay, hence it has planned for the next 2 months. So April, May you saw. A good that we saw at least 1 month's order. So if your horizon is longer, say 120 days, if you go and change um, the planning horizon and the demands there, it will plan in a monthly bucket for the next 3 months, and then for the next 2 weeks in days. After that, for 2 weeks, it will be in weeks, and then months. Yeah, so this is how um, I still want to be here. There are other things that we have to see. So this is how this 3 horizon heuristic works. So what we learned now is how to plan if you have reorder point planning requirement, and how we manipulate lot sizes, clubbing the requirements into hourly, into weekly, daily, or monthly, and how to manipulate the finish date of the order by giving periodic lot sizes, and how to fix a plan order on a particular day by giving planning calendar. If you know this much, planner will be very happy. Everything revolves around this. You'll see planner always, he Monday, when every Mondays or every Sundays we schedule PPDS planning. Monday to Wednesday, they take 3 days time to freeze the quantities and dates. So before they do the 3 days, this is what they do. They try to change, they try to split, increase the quantity, reduce the quantity. They just work on critical products. And Wednesday they finalize and they schedule. Okay, once they are okay with the planned order quantities, they go to DS board. That is what we'll also do. They go to DS board and finally they schedule when they want it. And Wednesday they release the schedule to the process team. And Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is the time for them to prepare for the raw materials, laborers, and all. And the production starts on Monday. So the cycle is current week planning is planners consider that for next week's production, because current week's production is already finalized last week. Okay, all these are the things that planners work on. Okay, so something that looks very simple, but when you see a situation, the planner comes to you. For that, you'll have to practice a lot so that you understand immediately. Never, see things in product view. Very, very confusing. Either you see in the planning board, that is this one, or you see in the DS board. DS board is graphical. It is even clearer. Okay. Say in this case, if I want to see a DS boards here, I click on this one. The DS board comes up here. It will show all the orders. Okay. So on this machine, it will show you all the orders that you're looking for. See, there is an order here. Yeah, if you have multiple orders, so there is a very small order here, and then there'll be a lot of other orders. See, it's all in a daily bucket. It has created orders. These are all orders. Okay, so this is very clear. You understand exactly where it is. See, this is a bigger order. Okay. And then it has not created any order. Yeah, this is one more thing. In March, it has created. And this is when it has not created any order because of the horizons. Okay, we expected this to create till June, but it has created till April. Okay, so we'll go to DS board here. Yeah, already DS board is very complicated. Okay, so until and unless you're expert in DS board, don't open that in PPT. It's very confusing. If you're good in DS board, and then instead of going to DS board, here only quickly, if you want to check something, you can check. In fact, here also you can do scheduling. Okay, so from here there are a lot of things that you can do directly. You can go and run heuristics. You can define the strategy. There are many things that you can do from here also. Okay. All right. See, other thing is You can run product heuristic. You can go to product view from here. You can convert unit of measure. Many things you can do. Hence, all these things can be done in the user profile. I showed you, right? You can change the unit of measure in the general data. Yeah, in the general data, you can change unit, alternate unit of measure. PPDS planners, they'll have big two monitors. You'll always see them. This product planning table in one screen, DS board on the other screen. These two are widely used transactions. In any successful PPTs implementations, you'll have to be very thorough with all these things. Okay, now I want to take you to DS board. We have 1 hour to go through DS board and learn. And this is not the last time that we'll be going to the DS board. Next week, when we learn setup metrics, okay, I've already created some data. These days, I'm very busy Monday to Friday. I'm not able to focus. I'm traveling. Hence, today morning, I created the data for setup metrics, where we'll be having at least 5 products on one machine. And only then we can visualize the changeover from one product to another product using setup metrics. So sometime even after the class today, I'll sit and uh, set up the data for next week so that we can use the data for setup metrics, and also we can use the data for optimization. And I'll see next Saturday late evening, I'll set up data for quota arrangement. Quota arrangement is um, setup matrix is 5 products on one machine, right? Quota arrangement is one product on 5 machines. Okay, there are five machines where to produce, either on the first line, or when the quantity is very high, I want to produce on all the lines. Okay, or I want to produce only on 3 lines. All these combinations can be achieved. But the thing is, we don't have data, which I'll prepare during the week or maybe today. So here you see the transaction code for variable heuristics. You may ask me why there are more. So in planners normally use one of this. You don't have to use all of them. Okay. Advanced planning, production planning, interactive production planning, detailed scheduling. See, we saw this, right? Product view, receipt view, requirement view. We've seen everything. Now is a good time to see requirements view, product receipts view. Let's go to requirement view. You can still call the same variant. Okay. Here you'll see only requirements, the things that I created, forecast. Other than forecast, it will not show you anything. I mean, you mean to say, I mean, the demands. Yeah. And if you go to, this is RRP3. You go to receipts view now. Sorry, not product view. RRP4. This one. See, you'll see only the receipts. Like I showed you last week, you can select all, okay, and order conversion, set conversion indicator. So this is the way to, I don't want to convert now because I need these orders. But if you want to convert, and normally if you have S&P orders also will be shown here in this period because this is a receipts view. Anything to do with receipt, S&P planned orders, purchase orders, planned orders, all receipts will be shown in this. You can directly select all the orders and then you can set conversion indicator directly from here. Okay, is something like this. Select this. Yeah. Set conversion indicator. See everything. This is how you convert mass. Okay. So yeah, you can save it. It'll go. Everything becomes a, like you saw last week, becomes a processor. Okay. Now I don't want to do that. Don't want to save. I showed you in a different transaction. That was RRP 7. That is the, if you want, see here also you can go by planner. Okay. So that is not the only transaction. You can use this transaction also to do mass conversion of planned orders to process orders or production orders. Okay. And then if you go to detailed scheduling, you have different variants. You have, this is RPT, I'll show you later. Okay, these things we'll see later. These all um, reports. Okay, you saw product planning table. If you go to resource planning table, the same screen like a DS board opens up where you can see the load on the resource. Okay, so once we finish, yeah, so this is variable. Okay, you see there is no difference. You see resources, products, orders. Okay, and then if you go to this one, you don't see any difference. Resources, products, orders. It's only that some users we give different transactions to different users, and we give different overall profile to different users, work area to different users. Okay, here you can define at a user level also. Okay, and you can give, see, we have only SAP SAP user as the, we have only one user. But say for example, I change something and I say save. See, my name is that SAN. So like that, we can create uh, different work areas for different group of people, and we don't give authorization. We give authorization to different transactions. Okay, so we can use anything, and our overall profile is F. Hit enter, it'll pick everything from what we had defined. My display start is 7 to 17 to onwards. It will display till 29/3. Yeah, because I would have said maybe 2 weeks from now. Planning start, planning end date. This is the work area. Work area has all these work centers and the product. We did not select anything with the order. Okay, F star, anything, any metal which starts from F, it shows up. Orders you have not given anything because doesn't make sense at all. You can actually see all the orders at the resource in the location, the category, everything. But what's the point? Here I already have those information, right? So you don't um, need to define this. Okay. And if you want to see, I'll show you this bottleneck resource. If you want to see bottleneck resources also, you can. Okay. Um, if you execute, the reason why I didn't touch um, the finished goods is for a reason. I'll do that and then I will uh, delete all these orders, and we'll have one good order created by standard lots, and with that order we can change things. Now it is simply showing me in, see, this is the time axis. Okay, if you right click, you say hourly. See how it show every hour it will show. So this is the order. This is the green color is setup time. Okay, green color is setup time and blue is production time. Okay, you can also have it daily. Okay, so where everything will be a day, 9th, 9/3, 10/3, 11/3, daily it will show. You can also have it in weeks. Okay, or in the week, you see there is one order here. There's so many orders that we just created, right? We just created a semi-finished goods order. See this many orders we have created. Okay, why this two different colors is, this is planning period. It will show in the DS board. This is time bucket profile. That is time profile is only for us to schedule, it is only till here. And this is the current period. You see the red line? This is the current period. Okay. You can also see monthly, quarterly. So normally the best practice is you always see in a daily view or a, you know, I was just looking for some orders on this one. See, these are all the shifts, okay, that we had created. We have 2 o'clock. This for the night shift. We have a break where we have a break at 4 o'clock. We have a break at 7:30 to 8 is a lunch break. These are all the shifts that we had created. Anything to do with the gray color is the non-working time. It's a non-working time where system calculates the periods based on your start and end time is based on uh, considering the non-working times also. So here I'll say right click it. I'll say begin with first graphical object. See, there is an order here. There is an order which is in the past. This is on 1st March. Okay. So what do we do now? They didn't produce. The process team, I had told them to produce this on 1st of March, but they have not done. This, you see a green line here. Whenever you see that green line means for that period there is another order, hence the resource is overloaded. Expand multiple loading. So one by one function we'll see. Okay, so when I expand multiple loading, it is showing me there are 2 orders. That green line is because it's for that particular period the resource is overloaded. You cannot produce 2 orders at the same time. So what do? I want to schedule it to current date. If I go here, okay, the current date, earliest date, so schedule it to current date, or you can schedule it to earliest date. In this case, both are same. Yeah. So think that let it stay like this. Find slot. You can save forward because backward you don't do anything because it's already in the past, right? Go to functions, heuristics, um, remove backlog. Immediately, this will go and backlog. It removes the backlog. It will go to the current period and it will schedule because I have said this was infinite when I just saw. If you say finish with graphical object, it will take you to this one. See here, it is already scheduled for you. Current period. Current period it has already scheduled. Okay. That is removing backlog. And you can always move an order like this. Okay. And if you go to see, I need to create new orders because this is an old order with some dependencies because we created CTP orders. You remember? We created uh, different functions. This is not a freshly created order. What parameters it has inherited, we don't know. So hence, in my way of doing is anything old, I do a backlog. That's fine. That's the reason I leave some orders to show you guys the backlog. But once the backlog is done for other functions, I create fresh orders and show you. But let's see what it does. So say earliest date. See here? This is the earliest date it can do. Okay. You see that there is some problem here. There is some problem. Why? Okay. I'll tell you why there was a split in the order. Okay, I'll tell you that. But here, do you see here this order? Here there is a non-working time. Here there is a non-working time. Here there is a non-working time. Okay, think that I I don't want to turn off the machine. There is a lunch break of 30 minutes. Okay, and there's the in fact in this period there are 2 periods with 10 minutes break and 1 period which is 30 minutes break. You can see that. So if I don't turn off the machine, I save 40 and 50 minutes, right? So that I can schedule something else. So how do I do that? Very easy. Select this schedule outside working time. Okay, in the same current date, yeah, I want to put this back to current date. Okay, and then click on reschedule. See, it became smaller. It became smaller. If I go and see the red line that you see is nothing but it has fixed the order. The moment this has shrunk actually because we have told don't consider non-working time. So it has reduced the time by 50 minutes. Okay. If you once again want to put it back, say undo fixing so that that thing will go, and then select that and say, see this schedule outside non-working time, right? See here, if you go to DS strategy, this will be checked non-working time. This check will come. The moment you unselect this and go back to DS strategy, that see that is gone. Okay. Now if you reschedule, it becomes bigger. And then this is what if it is backward? This was forward. Okay. Now I'll say select this, reschedule. See from the forward, what I'm trying to say is at the end, I don't want to change. I want to say 50 minutes. How late I can start means how late I can start means end date I'm not changing. So that's why I put backward. If I put forward, start time you're not changing, but end time you are taking it back. Yes, so both ways you can do. Yeah, change non-working time. Undo fixing and what else? I need to unselect this and reschedule. It will be back to normal. I hope you guys are concentrating. This also I have to do. Yeah. Now select this. See, I'm just trying something. See, to do this, I normally want to create a finished goods order and a semi-finished goods order. Okay. So let me scroll to the right. There is another order here. See, this is the pegging relationship. So there is nothing pegged to this one. I'm only checking whether this has any pegging relationship. See, this has nothing. This has no relationship at all. What about like this? Okay. First and foremost, we need to fix that gap. Okay, select this functions heuristic multi-level order related bottom top down. Sorry. Yeah, you know what it did? This got moved so that top down multi-level is this finished goods, this semi-finished goods, right? It automatically moved, but you see a gap of 1 hour. the end time of semi-finished goods and the start time of finished goods, there is 1 hour gap. Okay, why? Because we had maintained in the lead time offset in the BOM, I need a 60 minutes of gap, lead time offset between semi-finished goods and finished goods. Okay, and that is the reason it is actually showing. See, you see a very small order. How do you know what is the quantity? If you double click this, so it gives you some information. Okay, it gives you what is the order number, what is the operation start time, what is the setup group. You get all the information. If you click on product, it will give you product name, product description, what is the quantities, time, everything. But if you click on here, this one here, it will take you to product view directly. You know, the product view, when you double click, it will take you here. You can actually see everything clearly. Yeah, what is the product, what is the quantity, everything. Say if you want to change the order quantity, easy. Right click this and say change order quantity. Okay, now it's 100, make it 500. Done. That easy. Okay, and then right click it. I want more orders. It's not enough for me. Create according to template. Okay, this is 500 eaches. I want 7 orders. Hit enter. It created. Okay, expand multiple loading. See, there's 7 orders it has created. Okay, it is created 7 orders. Now there is a load on the resource. What do? I select all this, or you can select the resource also. Okay, let me see. You can zoom if you want. Can you all hear me?
Yes,
No,
Sanjay,
I,
now it's
Yes.
fine, but there is a cut.
Yes.
yeah, I think we lost you for a few seconds. I don't know, at least I did.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I got a message that my audio is not.
I think it was for a few seconds. Now it's fine. Yeah.
Mhm. Still, system is. See, that's the problem. Now we have to create everything. So here, select this forwards. See, earliest, how early it can do. See this, it scheduled this order here, not here, because this there is already an order. So there is a um, the enough gap is not there between this and this. Okay, so there is no gap to start with. Hence, it is scheduled like this. Think that you don't like this at all. Okay, you didn't like this schedule. You want to start at 12 o'clock in the morning on 10th of March. So that also can be done. You can select all this. Okay, and you say go to earliest you saw. How early it can do. Current date you saw at that point, wherever it is. You saw that downtime, right? Current date means not today's data. Current date is wherever that order is. That is current date. Earliest is how early it can be produced. There is something called specified date. If you do this, you say reschedule, it will ask you when you want to do it. I'll say before that I want to see it has to be forward scheduling. If it is backward, it doesn't work. Yeah, forwards. Reschedule forward direction on 10th. Okay, at any time, whatever time you want. We say okay. See, this you leave. I'll fix it. I'll show you how to fix this all. Let me delete this. Okay, no problem. Just a minute, I want to check something. It's crazy. Anyway, see, we have to go and check all the relationship. Why it is getting moved, both are getting moved, I don't know. It's a cross-order relationship. If it is, it always does that. Okay, when you move semi-finished goods, it also moves, when fixed pegging, it does this. Yeah, I don't know why it is doing. And you saw uh, top down, right? See, let's see function heuristics, multi-level, bottom up. See, you know what happened? When I did bottom up, it said that to fulfill this order, it needs 2 orders. This is not sufficient. See, if you expand multiple loading, there are 2 orders. How much is this order? This is around 800. Okay. So if you look at this order, this is only 300. Okay, so you understood, right? So hence, when I did bottom up, when I did top down, it didn't care, it just pulled this order. But when I did bottom up, it looked at, okay, bottom up from this order, you are, after finishing this order, you have to start production of this order, which is not sufficient to fulfill. Hence, it pulled another order. It pulled another order so that now both put together can consume this order. Wherever it is, it will pull. Okay, it will pull from, you saw top down where I with the reference of this order, I pulled this order. Now with the reference of reference to this order, I pulled all the orders backwards. Why you need this kind of scenario is because we're using fixed pegging, dynamic pegging. There are multiple orders, and every order has a different quantity. Okay. Now that I'm moving my semi-finished goods order either backwards or forwards for various reasons. See here, I schedule all the orders. Yeah, I schedule all the orders here, right? So now I want alignment between finished goods and semi-finished goods. So if I move finished goods orders, which cannot be further moved at all, I hold the finished goods order and I'll do top down. I'll do top down. If I change semi-finished goods order, which cannot be changed, I want finished goods order to be aligned with my semi-finished goods order dates. Then I do um, bottom up. Yeah. See, now we don't have any order. Yeah. What if I select create one order directly from here? You can create an order. I'll try to cover everything. Everything that are used, so that every function you know. So you saw changing order quantity. You also saw how to create multiple orders. I'll say 3000 each is on say 11th. Okay, and from here also you can say I want to do backward or forward or back, whatever. So you say I'll do forward. So a new order will be created now. Say continue. Where is that order? So select this and let's see whether it pulls any order back. Heuristic. Top down, bottom up. No, there is no order. I mean, the one that I just created disappeared somewhere. What about this? If this doesn't create, then we'll have to go out of this TS board. I told you, right, some parameters which will be inherited creates problem always. So it has created. See, the problem is, you see what is a small thing? Yeah, this is nothing but a setup time. The moment you move, I like all these things because sometimes everything works perfectly. Then you'll not know how to fix it. See that orders are going to some period outside our. See here, it's actually created 6 planned orders. Yeah. See, say for example, if you save it, the system is still running. Okay, so let's go to RRP3, or even we can go to RRP4. Execute. This system is very slow. Is Sriram there? Hello, Sriram, are you there? System is very slow. Just trying to get rid of all these orders. Save it. Okay, there is nothing. It's actually clear. Guess why it didn't show these orders? There will be some orders. If you can guess why, it's because the period that I'd given in RRP3, RRP4 was starting current date. Hence it didn't show. But these orders are old ones. I had not saved anything. I was just rescheduling it. I was not changing anything. So we will save these two. We'll delete these orders. Save it. And this is anyway 23, right? So which is good enough. We can even make this 15th. Okay, and straightforward product heuristics. Save it. And go to semi-finished goods from here. And then there's a dependent demand. You can run product heuristics. So it builds an exact relationship one-to-one. Once again, guys, I'll close the door. Um, see, you see only the dependent demand or run planning. Where is the order? Okay, so there's a planned order of 500 to start with. Then when I go to SFG, there is a dependent demand. It didn't create any planned order. dot for lot. Why? Why is this 2021? There is a reason. Why did it create a planned order outside PPDS horizon? Why? I don't know if anyone of you changing my master data. I don't know. It shouldn't go to next year. Good. There is nothing. Let's see this one. What for lot? In our last session, we ran all this. Okay. That was the reason when I created an order, it was going to somewhere very far. But why is that? Can anyone think about why you think it's planning so far in 2021? I've given only 500 eaches. That's it. Did you see this? 7/3/2022, 24/2/2021. It
Maybe
runs
can we
for a
check
year.
the timings in the routing? Something is it huge?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Now we know it is timing in the routing after seeing this. But I was thinking, who has changed? See when I was teaching APO, I had a separate system. I'm not sure if someone changed it. That is the reason. Let's see.
Or can you see planning time fence?
I saw.
Somebody. Oh, okay, sir.
Yeah, in product. Yeah, that was the first thing I saw.
Okay.
See, fence is not a problem. See, if you see there, the start date is today and end date is next year. It's actually routing. No, 10 minutes, 75 minutes. Now I'll change to 70 minutes. Okay. And we had a shortcut here. No. Production. Here. Without subcontracting. Change transfer. We'll do absolute transfer so that it goes once again. See, we ran all this last week, right? So everything was working fine. Yeah. Something to do with PDS only. Now it's okay. Good. You guys observed, right? So when I tried to create an order there in the DS board, it wasn't showing me at all. And another thing that I want to do before I go to not PDS underscore mint, here in you might have seen that there is a setup activity which was sticking there and the rest production activity was going somewhere very far. Yeah. So with that, I'll just do something. If I go to activities, select setup activity. Here, short break. I'll say it's around 10. This is seconds, right? So I'll say 360 seconds. I'll tell you what it is later. See, before S4, we had this in PDS underscore main transaction. So we were doing that. What it is whenever there is a break, it thinks that a setup activity can be done during the break, or that is one thing. Or what it does, it thinks that today I'm finishing at 5 o'clock. My previous operation finished at 4:55, so there is still 5 minutes gap. So it thinks that okay, in that 5 minutes we can start your setup time. Hence, that setup time comes in that 5 minutes, and again it extends next day. So you'll see a long line in the DS board. Hence, we put some say 1 minute. Shortest break is 1 minute. Anything more than 1 minute, don't consider that as a break. go to the next period is what we define. Let's see how this functions, and then if you have to change, we'll come back. See, I don't know who has changed what they've changed. I absolutely don't know. When I sent everything, and I know my previous session everything worked. Now we wasted a lot of time. So please don't touch my master data. It's for your good only. It's not my time which is getting wasted. It's yours also. So begin with the first graphical object. So we have to see this. Yeah. So what we were trying to learn. See, this is not rescheduling now. Has it built a relationship with this? Okay. See, if you click on this logs here, scheduling logs, there is no log at all. So this is the last message. If there is any problem, it will show you. It says successful. So if I select this and go to DS strategy and I say specify date, find slot, forward scheduling, click on rescheduling, and I say 17th. Yeah, it does it. So I select this one. See, bottom up pulls the order back. So this is what I was trying to show you. And if the quantity is not aligned, then it brings many orders backwards to align with the bottom up. Okay. Now we learned um, another thing I'll show you. I'm losing that continuity. I showed you that we can actually change the quantity, right? 2000 inches. Yeah. What about no? Now I'll show you one more heuristics called function heuristics split blend orders. Function. Never seen this message before. My master data is totally stuffed. Here it's working. This finished products is something that someone has touched. Anyway, so what we will do is change order quantity. We'll say 3000. Okay. And then select this again, functions, heuristics, split planned order. Okay, so 3000, I'll say 1500. See, you saw two orders here. The order got split by, okay, and sometimes um, you don't want actually to split by quantity. You want to split by time. See this one, it's on 15th of March, starts around 2 o'clock, ends around 1 o'clock. Yeah, so you want a separate order. You want to split it not by quantity, by time, say around 7 o'clock. Okay, so for that one, you can go to function. You say by time of split. Okay, time of split would be 15th of March at say 7 o'clock. So yeah, exactly at 7 o'clock, there is a planned order. So there are three planned orders. Okay, right. See here, one more thing I'll show you. Here my strategy is find slot. Okay, when I try to take it like this, it'll not. It'll just go as close as possible, but it'll never go on top of this. So you can ask me, why should I do it? Okay, so when I do like this is scheduled. When I do like this is scheduled. But sometimes this order is there, but you don't want to produce it. You don't want to produce it, but you want to produce it later, but you don't know when. It's something like you want to ignore this order. Okay, so whenever you want to ignore that order, you can deallocate that order. The moment you deallocate that order, you'll see an yellow line. Okay, and then you can move that order. It shows, oh, see, it just says there is an overlap. Expand multiple loading, but you know that you are scheduling this one here. It's because there is still capacity, even though there is order, even though I'm in find slot. Okay, I'm in find slot type, but still it allowed me to go and overlap. It's because I deallocated. If you want to allocate it, you can just select this, yeah, move it. It becomes allocated. So yeah, it becomes allocated. Now, if I go and create multiple, another 4, okay, so then there is an overload on the resource. So then you'll see a, so again, you can select all those. You can select, you can also do it at a resource level where you can select a resource directly. And if you are in specified date, you can reschedule, find slot, and say on any given day, say on 15th, you can do. Everything gets sequenced like this. Okay. We saw bottom up, top down, split blend order. We saw downtime. We saw there is one more thing that after there are few more things that I have to show you. I'm just thinking if I have missed out on anything. This I'll show. We have this is not like I said. This is not the only session for DS, but we'll be coming back. Change quota order. This is nothing but in quota arrangement I'll show. So this switch and you want to change the production version from one to the other, you can use this delete order, convert set conversion indicator. You don't have to because this converts the Pandora to processor directly from here. Okay, you can you can actually go and see the resource, product view, product master, receipts view, everything from here only direct. You don't have to go to the transaction. If you double click here, see here, what is the period? So let's say 16th of March. So if you double click this resource, it takes you to the resource master. Okay, I'm in change mode. Here I can say on 16th of March, okay, to 16th of March, this one say 5 o'clock. What is this? This is a planned downtime. If you come back, see here, this order became bigger. This order, which was still here, because I put a downtime, you see the dark thing? Yeah, it actually became bigger. So whenever this happens, so what we do normally is we schedule. I showed you the production planning transaction there. We can schedule these orders. You can either select these orders or let's see if you can select like this. Go to reschedule. I gave it as 15th, right? Yeah, see, it'll again schedule, but it'll never schedule any order wherever there is a downtime. Okay, so that's the beauty of APO. You can just talk to your maintenance department, get the list from them when exactly they are doing maintenance for the next 4 weeks. And before you plan and schedule, you can input the downtimes directly in the resource master and then schedule so that it will consider your downtimes before it schedules. You don't have to go and reschedule again later. Okay, so this is one thing. Let me remove. So you can actually delete like this. Okay, and save. When you save, it will not save immediately. You have to say adopt. Okay, so again, there is a gap. Okay, so click on reschedule and then say yeah, because it's already scheduled, right? It's already scheduled. So what do you do in this situation? This is not infinite. This is finite. Everything is scheduled. I go and say schedule. They'll say what I should schedule. Everything is scheduled already. What I should do. That's the problem. So that hence what we do is here you have something called insert and close gaps. Okay. I'll take this order. And I'll go here. Okay. Let's see what it is. There is no error. There is no error. Why it's not moving again? Specified date. Backward, I'm changing the direction, backward scheduling. And I will say 14th, just to see what it does. No, it's not moving. And regenerative planning. And I'm not seeing any logs also. This is an old log. Why it's not moving? All we did was we scheduled and um, we called the resource master where we input some maintenance time. Yeah. And then we scheduled those orders. And after we scheduled those orders, I removed the maintenance time. After that, okay, let it be like this. Let's find out what the problem is. Okay. Best way is to delete and create, but we need to know what exactly. Today it could be there could be some delay, guys. Please bear with me. So these are the firmed orders. Yeah. So what if I change the quantity? Yeah, it allowed. And then I change the dates here to 17th. So here it's allowing. You may ask, you may think why it is allowing here. It's because the strategy that I'm using here is a PP strategy, infinite scheduling. Okay. There it's not allowing because here use it. See, it all moved. What if I change to standard SAP heuristic? Okay, before I change anything, let's redo it. It didn't. And then we select it. It didn't do. Then we do like this. We go to DS strategy and take off this. Okay, same find slot, forwards. What about our time profile? I'm just changing the time profile so that we have enough space for rescheduling. I just suspect that it's because of time profile. Let's see. Yeah, profiles. I'll go and change the DS strategy profile to. Actually, when I changed it already took the changes. See here, I'm using the same profile which I was using in the product view. Here it is not allowing me. What if I select all this? Control. This had not shown. If you want to delete orders from here directly, see. Yeah, now it will definitely delete, but it is not telling why. Yeah, so adopt it, save it, go back to product view. Yep. Let's see the situation for this, or else we'll have to redo it. So we have to delete this also. Very a couple, I think 5 different functions we have to still see. Uh, and here, one more thing I want to change is propagation range. That's SAP all. Okay. So product heuristic, lot for lot. I didn't plan. Did you see? Again, this has gone to
And
2021.
yes, yeah.
Yeah. 2021. This time we did not touch PDS. Yeah, but why again it's going to 2021? I need to figure it out. See, it's not able to create also. Mm, See, this is only because of master data. Okay, if master data is correct, then this should not happen. What about forecast? Will it take in this period minus say 800, say 1503? I've never seen this behavior before. See, the only reason, like someone mentioned, planning time fence pushes there, or else it shouldn't. And I see product master looks okay. There is no change. And we saw, yeah, absolutely. This is absolutely not a problem. See, if there is any PPDS planning time fence, we should have it here. Yeah, so that is also zero, nothing. And then this is lot for lot. There is no safety stock. If we go to demand tab, absolutely no problem. Pegging, we have last week we removed. We had put some fixed pegging and all. We removed that also last week. It's only it's here it is. What do you guys think? Is it inconsistency? maybe live cache inconsistency. I'll run maybe later. So let me show you what I actually wanted to show. Yeah. What is that?
No, I mean, if it is happening repeatedly, maybe no. I mean, I would usually raise a OSS node and give them the data to replicate and suggest a.
Yeah, that's right. But here we cannot do that. But I only suspect some live cache. This has not happened before, like I said. This is the second batch I'm doing in the same system. I don't know why, but let me see. I have to show all this. Okay, so before that, I want to reschedule forward direction 10th. Reschedule. Find slot specified date forward direction. Wow. Just a minute. Okay, the serious problem. So what I have to do is um, I have to delete the orders one last try so that next week when we catch up, I have to ensure the system is okay. You all had a session with Pawan last week, right? Or yesterday. So I'll have to
So,
contact him.
so are there no logs? It says C logs, so we are
Yeah, we saw
sure.
the logs, right? It's all green there.
Okay. Yes. Right.
Yeah, that's the problem. So what I'm doing now is yesterday, did you when Pawan took the session yesterday, did he show any PPDS reports, DS board, or something like that? Or Fury, anything was changed?
He only added CDPS 0 in a role, and
Ah,
he
okay,
showed that tile. That's it. We didn't do anything except that.
okay. So here, So let me see whether we can move. See, this is the problem. You're not able to do anything. Okay. So I will, guys, next Sunday when we catch up, be prepared for 3 hour session next week. Yeah. So I will redo all this. Today's session, somewhat I'm not happy. So I'll redo this TS session and then move to setup matrix. No, actually, I plan to do quota also. I doubt. Okay. So I will redo this and I think it's something to do with resource inconsistency. If you go to something to do with okay, this is fine. This I created for a block planning session, and there is one more error. So, no problem. Okay, so I'll look into it. And next Sunday we'll catch up. Like I said, 3 hours at least. We'll redo this session. I'll create a new data, new set of data, make sure everything works smoothly, and then move to the next topic. Don't worry, I won't rush. Okay. See, I think someone questioned Sriram why after collecting the money, it's not that. It's actually I'm traveling. I come to Sydney Saturday afternoon from New Zealand around 12:30 here. So which is already 7 o'clock. So by the time I come home, it will be 3. And that's the reason I was asking last week if you guys are okay, 2-3 hours delay. And someone told that in US it's too late. So that was the reason I was actually trying if I can change the tickets to Friday night, but no, work goes on till 7-8. It's no point going all the way and coming back. That's the reason. So so next Saturday also same situation. So Sunday we'll catch up, and after that there'll not be anything. Even the session takes another 2-3 sessions. I don't care. I'll cover everything whatever was promised. Don't worry. Okay. So I will catch up next week, guys.
Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
See you then. Talk to you next Sunday.